Okay, e4, e5, knight f3, and knight f6. This is what is called the Russian defense, or also the Petrov defense.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a strange one because both e-pawns are now unprotected. And I just show you the main line, which you didn't play. You played, what you played is fine as well, but the main line is for white to take. And then black can take back straight away on e4, but the main line is that you first kick the knight back. Knight goes back to the natural square. Then black takes on e4, and then you don't kick the knight, you just grab the center and d5, and then we have a normal position. It's generally seen as not a very spectacular opening because after only a handful of moves, already a central pawn has been swapped. The e-pawns are already gone, which takes a lot of sharpness out of the position. So it's a calm opening, but very playable for both white and black.
I thought you were going to put the queen on e2 and pin the knight to the queen to the king.
Yeah, that's also an option. You can play queen. Let me look at the main line here. Let's see if queen e2 is really popular here. No, it's not that popular. What I normally do here is bishop d3 as it's developing, but you can play queen e2. That's also possible. And then, but you're not really threatening to win the knight straight away because it's defended. And I guess, what would you play here with black? What would you play with black here?
Bishop to g4.
Yeah, bishop g4 is a move, definitely. That's possible. I was actually thinking of, if you're ever worried about your knight being on the same line as...
Oh, yeah, you can play bishop to e7.
Exactly, that was actually the move I was thinking about. Bishop e7,
yeah.
Castling quickly, and then you don't have to worry about that pin anymore.
Yeah.
But, there's no immediate danger, so your bishop g4 is also possible. There's nothing wrong with that either. So yeah, that's possible. But the only problem is with queen e2, I guess, is that you're standing in front of your bishop, which is a bit of a pity. You don't want to stand in front of your pieces. And that's why, I guess, in this position, bishop d3. So one move back. Here, bishop d3 is the more natural move. It's the main move in the position. No, hang on. One move back. It was in this position that we played queen e2, but here bishop d3 is the main move. Yeah. Okay. But you didn't play any of that. You played knight c3, which is, that can never be wrong. You're protecting your pawn on e4. You're developing a piece to a natural square. That's just a good move. He played bishop c5, also a good move. And now he's decided to take that pawn. Why not? Your own pawn is protected, but his pawn is still hanging. And it's a central pawn. It's a big pawn. So that's a nice little success for white. And we're only 4 moves in.
Yep.
Then he played d6. And now you played bishop c4. Do you remember this moment?
Yeah, do you know what? I just forgot. That's all it was. A lapse in concentration again.
Yeah, I guess you had your eyes on f7. Is that what...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw it lined up and I thought, right. I just did it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so d6, and I guess that's automatic. You need to develop this automatic switch that once a move like d6 comes, that you immediately see that the knight is hanging.
And funny enough, as soon as he played that, and I played bishop to c4, I went, oh.
Okay, yeah, that's often happens that you see that a move is bad the moment you make it, the moment you release the piece in an over the board game. They did some research on that. I think it's the moment of concentration is the highest at that moment. So then you suddenly see what happens.
And I think I even try and with my hand to try and touch the touch the pieces on the board.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. It's a pity. And you played it after 3 seconds. I checked it. So indeed, check Cyprus attacks. Make sure you always do that. Then you would have avoided this. So bishop c4, he took your knight. He's now piece up. You castled, he castled, and you play d3. Yeah, you just keep going like nothing happened, and that is one of your strengths. Bishop g4, attacking your queen. So you stepped aside. Knight c6 developing, bishop g5. Everybody, apart from that fact that he gave away a pawn and you gave away a piece, at least you're both developing very well, which is unusual at a 600-700 level, that both players really develop their pieces. 8-6, and you went back. Keep the pin on the knight versus the queen. That's always good. Pin your opponent's pieces. He goes out of the pin. And now you say, okay, then I'm going to take and ruin his pawn structure in front of his king. So that all makes sense.
Yes.
And now he has a strange moment. Of course, you have to recapture, even though your pawns are shattered a bit. But he played queen d6.
Yes.
Not recapturing. So
Piece back.
We're back in the game. You got your piece back, exactly. So you quickly went back, got a knight for free, and now you're just a pawn up. So everything is okay again. Queen g6 is probably wants to attack your king.
Yep.
And you go to, yeah, I like your move, bishop g3. You know, firstly, it's making sure nothing happens to your king on the g file. And also, probably this bishop is not doing that much anymore on that diagonal. It's just shooting into thin air.
I have to say, it was you inspired me to play that, because you played something in our session last week when we went over it, and you put bishop on, I believe, b7 last time, and I was like, oh, that's different. So I did that. I thought of you and I did that.
Yeah, you left me a voice note on that. I didn't really understand what you meant, but now I understand that. Yeah, bishop g3. Yeah, it's a great defensive move, and at the same time, it's it's attacking something in black's camp.
Yeah.
So I like the move. It's a nice move, good move. Also, the bishop is protected there. It was unprotected on h4. We like to have our pieces protected. So bishop g3 is
Shades of Rick.
well, I wouldn't say that. It's just a good move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he played queen f6. Makes a lot of queen moves suddenly. His last 4 moves were queen moves. So, you know, that's good, because that means he cannot do something else. And you played knight d5, hitting the queen again.
Yep.
So he has to move again. So all very good stuff. And
then
now
this is how I started to see, could I get something if I get the knight on e7? Then I
yes.
saw that they had 2 pieces defending e7, and I thought, how can I draw the 2 pieces and sacrifice things to get
Right.
that queen?
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's great that you saw knight e7, that's a fork. It's great that you saw it is protected twice, so that's very good. And I guess you could have just taken on c7. Did you look at that move as well? That's just an unprotected pawn.
No.
No. So that's, against scanning for checks, captures, attacks. In this case, there's a capture possible. You probably were too focused on that knight e7 idea.
Yeah.
Okay. But you played a bad one. You played d4. I understand what you're trying to do, lure some pieces away.
But he could have took with the pawn.
Yeah. He can take with any piece, really.
Yeah.
He took with the bishop, which is also fine. And it's just a pawn, you have just given a pawn away. I know he has one defender, you have removed one defender from the e7 square, but there's still another one.
Yeah.
So you just gave a central pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He took it, and you played h3.
Yep.
Kick the bishop h5, and yeah, now you played bishop b5, and I understand now what you were doing. You were trying to remove the defenders of the e7 square. So, good idea. This only problem is that he has now a nice move which wins a piece. See if you can find a tactic. There's a piece hanging in white's camp.
Is it the rook b2? Take the pawn on b2, is it?
Yeah, well, that's a pawn. You're right, that's a pawn. But then I guess you take, well, he has a move that wins a piece, not a pawn. He can win more material than just a pawn.
Okay, what's hanging in my camp? Hanging. So I'm looking, contact the bishop on g3 because it's protected. The bishop on h5 is not attacking anything. What's hanging? Can't see this.
Yeah, just you looked at the right piece already. Remember, a pinned piece is a bad defender.
Yeah.
A pinned piece is a bad defender.
So if he takes my bishop, I can't take back.
There you go. So this bishop is actually unprotected in a way. So queen takes e3 just picks up that bishop. And knight e7, if it ever comes, is not a fork anymore. So that's just a very good, just a piece, winning a piece for black.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not an easy one. It's not just unprotected, but in a way it was unprotected because a pinned piece is a bad defender. So, and that's why bishop, he didn't see it, but that's it's not a very easy tactic, but it is. You see how tactical chess is. You know, you played such a nice positional game, and suddenly there's a tactic appearing, and that could have ruined your whole setup.
Yeah.
But it's not an easy one. That 600-700 rating, if somebody doesn't point it out to you, then it's probably not so easy to find. And now, instead of winning a piece, he played the very strange move, knight b4, and he completely had missed knight e7, which you were playing for already. And now you get rewarded because, and by the way, even if knight e7 was not possible, this knight is also not safe on b4. So for several reasons, knight b4 is a bad move. He obviously missed the fork you give now, but otherwise it's still a bad move because the knight is hanging.
Yeah.
But you go for the queen, of course, instead of for the knight. And
look at me here, Rick.
Say
Come
again?
on. Look at me here. Come on.
Yes, come on.
You know,
Get the
how many
queen.
times have we sat here, and I'm sure people can relate to this, and you've gone, bloody hell, I hate chess. you know what I mean. You go, oh, why did I play that? This, okay, fair enough. Shoulda, woulda, could have. There's 101 things here. I could have not give him, my piece at the start. That could have gone my way. I know we have to talk about what could have happened, but it's nice to talk about what did happen, and it was something that I spotted. It was a bit clunky, but I'm happy I was able to see this plan. Try and calculate something. Attackers versus defenders. There was a lot more that went into this than just, oh, I'm going to get that fork. I try to put what we've learned together.
Yes, and that I like that as well. It's not that it suddenly appeared and you saw it. You had seen it and you saw there were two defenders and you tried to get rid of those defenders. Okay, the way you went about it was not the most efficient way, but it was a plan. You had spotted this move that you just played. So that's very good. That's pattern recognition, board vision, whatever you want to call it. You had seen, hey, because you have seen now that a knight on e7 with a king on g8 and a queen on g6. You have seen it now a number of times. So it just came into your vision, and you were rewarded because now you can play that lovely fork.
Yeah.
Yeah. So king a7. Thank you for the queen. Bishop takes, and now no mercy. You just took the unprotected knight as well. So you're now a head full of pieces up, and now it's a matter of making sure you don't give your opponent a second chance.
Yes.
Rook a d8. He develops quite nicely. You play c3, kicking that bishop back. And you say, thank you very much. I see something else hanging in black's camp.
Yes.
Always good to take pawns. Rook d2. Oh yeah. It's a blunder, rook d2, because there's something hanging. Checks Capier's attack.
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, the rook on f8.
Yeah. He just left it unprotected by playing his other rook. There you go. And he probably, well, now he really has, what are you up now? You're now a queen and a rook up, so. But okay, you played rook a b1, I guess to protect the b pawn, but the b pawn was already protected.
Yeah.
So I guess if you don't want to, if you don't take the rook, so let's say you don't play, you don't see queen takes f8, and but you spot that your b pawn is already protected. What would you play here as a?
I play rook to d1.
Which one?
A1.
Yeah, that's what I play here as well. Because when your pieces up, you want to trade. Yeah, and every trade will bring the victory a lot closer. So yeah, rook ad1 is a fine move. Rook fd1, by the way, I asked you which rook, but the other rook is also fine. So okay, you played rook ab1, and he went for bishop takes f2. Well, it's just attackers versus defenders. It was defended twice and attacked twice, so it doesn't really work. Rook takes, bishop takes. The good news is that you get all sorts of pieces off the board now. And he needs to work on his tactics, because he put the rook that was unprotected on one square, and now it's unprotected on this square as well.
Yeah.
So you say, you saw it now, you took it. And bishop takes e4, and he had enough, because he's now a queen, a rook, and a bishop down. So he had enough. And quite nicely how once you won the queen, no messing around. You just finished them off really quickly, and it was 26 moves.
I don't know if you remember, but when we first started, I always used to say to you, and I don't like saying this, but it was the truth. I have to lose a piece a little bit, and then I used to wake up a bit, work hard. If I could just work hard before I lost the piece, I would be. But
yeah.
Look, I'm accepting that at this level there is a lot of should have, could have, would have, but at this level, if I come out the top, if we're both going to make mistakes at this level, but if I'm the person that makes the least mistakes, I'll take that all day.
Exactly, and it's not just your level; it's on much higher level as well. Yeah, I guess on a higher level, they probably don't miss knight e7 check with winning the queen. Or that might also happen. So it's probably a bit more subtle, the mistakes, but there's lots of mistakes. Chess is a very difficult game, so tactical mistakes are made at every level. And the good news, and I think I said to you before, is you play so nicely positionally, and if you make good positional moves in the opening, you bring all your stuff into the game, then these tactics, they will appear. And if you don't develop, they won't appear, because your pieces are at home, so there's no options. So in that way, you create your luck as well. You create your tactical possibilities by playing healthy positionally.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good game. Excellent. So this was the last one. I think that you were 7-12 rated before this game, so I guess you were 7-16 or 18 or whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Anything else on this game before we go to the next one?
No.
Okay.